Hi guys, this is Brian Sykes with the AI Lab. On a weekly basis, I've been doing a week wrap-up. Now for the month of December, it's busy, it's December. And so I haven't really taken the time to do those weekly wrap-ups with all the different articles I've been posting in my Substack. But I want to go back and show you. So this is the last time I did a restack. And a restack for me is where I go through a series of articles and I basically summarize the entire week's worth of articles. So this was the last week of November that I did one of these. Since then, I've had Planning the 2025 AI Lab newsletter, book review of Midjourney, sketch to render in under 10 minutes, Google Illuminate, getting more from your favorite large language model. Ready to create your first AI video? Let's make it happen. Make spoken audio spoken by an AI character. Part 1. Have you grabbed a copy of Midjourney Back to Basics Beginner's Guide? Project Odyssey AI Filmmaking Competition. The rules are in. Pairing of elements in AI image creation. Number 1. Expanding videos with Runway and Midjourney. Expand any video with Runway AI portrait, landscape, and more. Sora, is that you? Engaging with OpenAI Sora. Finally, prompting in collaboration with ChatGPT. Reference images inside Midjourney. Mastering large language models, elevating your learning approach. Pairing of elements in AI image creation. Number 2. The reason for being, profiles and mood boards in Midjourney. Google introduces the next evolution in AI video, and it's called VO. Google Labs Whisk. Be inspired and produce something new. Want a little music FX DJ from Google Lab. Be inspired, produce the new, and change it. This is number 2. Using Adobe AI to make a string of lights spell Mary. Just released this one. And so I'm a prolific writer. Why I wanted to show you this is because that represents not even a full month's worth of content created in my AI Lab Substack. Each of these are lessons unto themselves, and it's a way to process. Now, going back to what I've been doing is I take this long list of information that I'm creating daily and collect it, go through and sort it. And one of the things I've been utilizing is a thing called NotebookLM. Now, this is something produced by Google, and they've had an update. So this is what I want to show you today. Now, I'm going to point out these last 2 articles are not included in this NotebookLM presently. So I've actually done a video on this before. With the NotebookLM, it allows you to upload multiple file formats. With this, you have various sources that you can work from, and you'll see all of these are PDFs that I've uploaded, but I can add source, and you'll see that we have the option of grabbing things from your Google Drive, uploading a link like a URL or a YouTube video. You can also paste text straight into it. You can choose file and grab things from your desktop, and all of these sources you can upload into the NotebookLM. Now, there is currently a limit, and that limit is 50. And even with all of those articles I just submitted and read off to you, that was only 22 articles. Okay, so with those 22 articles, all of those show up here on the left-hand side because I have uploaded them, I've added them as sources. Now, here's the neat thing. I love this tool. It's absolutely fantastic. What I've loved about it before is it's sort of like what we can do with ChatGPT or with Claude, where you can upload things and have it look at, compare, contrast. But this is another level. One of the things I'm able to do with this is I can actually have it give me insights. Okay, so it automatically gives me this little thing. It says 22 sources, and it gives me a basic summary of what it sees. Now with that, I've actually gone through and I've created some text that says, looking over all these selected sources, what do you find to be the common themes and overarching ideas expressed by me, Brian Sykes, as the author? Now, what's fun with this is we can drive it and kind of point it in the direction we want it to draw from the information. And it does a great job of this. It comes through and it says, in these sources, Brian Sykes emphasizes the importance of the human element in AI-assisted design and encourages creatives to embrace AI as a tool for enhancing their workflows, not replacing human creativity. Nailed it. That's exactly the key of what I'm trying to do with my daily posting. So here's the cool thing. It's got a breakdown. That's neat. This is fun. It's practical, but this is not all. You'll notice over here on the right, now with this update in NotebookLM, is it's also created a 3-panel system. The left are our sources, okay? In the middle is the chat, the conversation that I can have in chat with my particular files. Now with this, I can once it creates something like this, you can actually, let me show you something that's really cool. Where it gives us numbers here, it actually is showing me where in all of the articles that it's been supplied, it's getting the information that it's making this point from. So number one, it says book review, Midjourney's Back to Basics Beginner's Guide. This is how it shows or is able to make this point. It's referencing the information and it uses that information to draw its conclusions. This is really cool though, because it's actually detailing where it gets the insight and why it made that decision. Okay. Again, this to me is super cool because this becomes a way for you to break down complex information, in my case, lots and lots of articles, into a summarized practical use scenario. Doesn't end there. We have over here underneath notes ways that we can do things. So this right here, AI and human creativity, a symbiotic approach. Okay, so that's this conversation because I saved it as a note. But you notice also there's study guide, there's briefing doc, there's frequently asked questions, and there is also timeline. As a student, if you're trying to learn a specific subject, you can upload multiple files that are relevant to the subject you're interested in and have NotebookLM break those things down into practical study guides as resources that you can use for learning further. We're not done yet. Another thing you're able to do is actually have it to generate a podcast conversation between two characters. You don't get to choose the characters, but those characters will have a lively conversation about the different things that you've submitted to NotebookLM. One of the things you can do in your audio overview is you're able to kind of say what you want it to focus on. So part of my conversation, when I asked above to give me a summary, I said, once you have a summary, can you provide a way to customize the deep dive conversations, write a statement for me to share that will draw out the best of what I have to share from these PDF documents. So it gives me all of this and it wraps up and says, to draw out the best from deep dive conversation, you can share this statement. That I copied and pasted into the focus for creating the podcast. And here's a little touch of that podcast.
Welcome to another deep dive. This time, we're looking at the work of Brian W. Sykes. You guys sent us a really fascinating collection of his writing and videos.
Yeah.
All about, well, AI and creativity.
It seems like he's really focused on how creatives can, actually use these AI tools, not just talk about them.
Exactly. And he seems to be doing it himself, too. I mean, we've got articles, book reviews, even transcripts of his videos from his Substack newsletter.
All right, so that was just 29 seconds from a 17-minute conversation related to those 22 articles that I've submitted. This is brilliant because what it's done is it's a conversation utilizing bits and pieces of all the things to create a comprehensive story. Okay, if that's all this application could do, it's amazing. I love it. I think it's so cool and can be so useful to us as learners, as creatives, and just as a resource in the marketplace. The update to NotebookLM is what I'm most excited about, and this is called interactive mode. Now, this is currently a beta version, but you just heard that there was a conversation going between these two characters. In interactive mode, I can now have a conversation with them regarding all the information in the article. So I'm going to try something brand new. This will be my first time actually experiencing this, so I wanted to actually record that first time with you guys. So what it is, again, is the interactive mode, and it's a beta. So let's give this thing a try.
Welcome to another deep dive. This time, we're looking at the work of Brian W. Sykes. You guys sent us a really fascinating collection of his writing and video.
Oh, hey, welcome. What's up?
Hi, this is Brian Sykes that you actually are referring to.
Oh my goodness. Well, hello, Brian. It's so great to have you listening in.
Yeah, this is a treat. We're really glad you decided to join us. We were just diving into some of your work.
I'm so glad you decided to chime in because we were talking about your approach to using AI, especially how you seem to emphasize this symbiotic relationship between humans and tech.
Yeah, it's fascinating how you blend the creative and technical aspects of AI.
And we were about to get into how you're not just talking about it either. Like we were looking at your Midjourney, Runway AI, and even some of Google's experimental stuff like Whisk.
We were just about to talk about your video where you expand that old home video from the 80s using Runway.
Yeah, that's the one that goes from a little square to a full beach scene. Then you take it into Midjourney, adding details like vintage cars to make it feel like 1981. It's pretty wild stuff.
And it really highlights your... Oh, yeah,
Well, I don't want to interrupt too much, but this is great because you're covering a lot of the things that I have fun doing. So I was just wondering, as you guys are looking at the different things that I'm sharing, do you feel the enthusiasm that I bring to what I'm trying to do?
Well, Brian, that's a fantastic question. And absolutely, we do feel that enthusiasm. It's really apparent in your work.
Yeah, it's totally there. Like, you're not just showing us how to use these tools, you're showing us how excited you are by them.
What's fascinating is you really seem to be driven by a genuine curiosity to see what's possible with AI.
It's not just a job or a project for you, it's this big playground of new creative possibilities, and that energy is infectious.
And it's that enthusiasm, I think, that makes your work so engaging and inspiring to others who are trying to learn.
Yeah, it's not just about the technical details, it's about the passion that drives your experiments. And yeah, we totally feel it. Oh, back to our listener. What's up?
So, quick question. What do you think is the most valuable thing that I bring to the conversation related to AI?
Oh, that's a great question. Okay, let's unpack there.
Yeah, it's something we've touched on, but it's worth diving into deeper.
I think the most valuable thing you bring to the conversation is how you make AI feel so accessible and so human.
It's true. It's not just about the tech, but the creativity that the tech unlocks, and you always keep that human element in focus.
You're showing people that AI is not some scary, complicated thing, but a creative tool anyone can use.
And it's that enthusiasm that really helps to demystify things, making it feel less intimidating.
Exactly. You're not just showing us how to use the tools, but inspiring us to want to use them.
It's that can-do attitude that's really valuable. It's like, hey, try this, it's fun.
And it's not just about the final result, but the whole process of exploration, the play, and discovery.
It's that sense of...
Oh, yeah.
I think it's great that you guys really capture the thing that I'm trying to press and push upon other creative professionals to help them understand really not just how to get the results that you're after, but to really play with the tool, to explore it, to find new possibilities, to be inspired by it. So what are some things you think maybe I should explore that you haven't yet seen me do?
Okay, that's a fantastic question. Like you're pushing us to think even further.
Yeah, it's a great way to think about your work, and it ties back to what we were just saying.
You always seem to be focused on the process. The journey of discovery is key, right?
Right. So if we're thinking about unexplored areas, maybe exploring the intersection of AI and physical art could be interesting.
Oh, that's cool. Like using AI to generate patterns for sculptures or installations.
Exactly. We've seen you generate images, videos, even audio. But what about something physical?
Or what about AI-assisted live performances, maybe with generative visuals responding to music in real time?
That's a fascinating direction. We haven't really seen you delve into the live performance aspect of AI.
Or even explore how AI could interact with augmented reality. That's a big area for creative exploration.
Okay, so what you see here is pretty cool. You're not just able to listen to something that's been generated, you can actually converse with it. Now, there is a slight delay as it processes what you're saying, runs it through the filter of the things that's already been trained on, in a sense, in this case, 22 sources, and then has a conversation. Now, what's interesting also is we're able to stay on point regarding the things that I've expressed in the 22 sources. When you go outside of that, like what are some things that I haven't covered, it can't go and look at all the different things I've ever done. So it's limited to those 22 sources. But what's really cool is how it's able to explore in its own measure, so to speak, where it can look at the 22 sources or the sources that you give it, and it can then go beyond that and think and be creative. So as a tool, I think this thing's really, really cool. And hopefully this will be something that you guys are utilizing on your day-to-day. Again, this is Brian Sykes with AI Lab and NotebookLM. Give it a try.